So about a week ago from today, this lady, Kimon Bisogno, 39 years old, was killed by a great white shark. So obviously that's a terrible event for the family and people that knew her. So the title here: Shark Bait, chilling reason great white shark may have attacked mum who was mauled to death in front of her family. Okay, so a mum fatally savaged by a great white shark might have been attacked after the predator swam to the area to feast on fish. So okay, that's a might. So it came to feast on fish, but it somehow missed some of the fish and went for this lady. Right. So we know that mauled in front of her family. Let's have a look here. Right, she went into the water for an early morning dip during their weekend trip away and was said to be only waist deep when the shark, estimated to be 13 foot, attacked through a wave. Now you see, from my point of view, in an area where you know you've got great white sharks. Now I also have read that apparently someone else was killed in this same location about 2 months ago. Now if you know there's great white sharks, dangerous marine animals in a particular area, so I'm like, well, why would you go for an early morning dip? Now, to be fair, I personally don't like going more than waist deep when I go in the water, because I have the view that you don't really know you can't see what is beneath you. So being waist deep, you've got your feet on the ground, and I take the view that generally when you've got your feet on the ground, you've got a better fighting chance against anything that might attack you. If you're floating in the water and you can't touch the bottom and you get attacked by something, then what chance? You haven't really got much of a fighting chance, do you? So even if I went somewhere like South Africa, I probably would go, if it was into the sea, to a certain depth. I wouldn't go deep. I probably would, well, I mean, to be honest with you, if this is true about waist deep, then obviously waist deep is not safe at all in places like this. Witnesses said the sea around Kimon turned red and swimmers fled the woods. Desperate calls went out to the local lifeboat, but it was too dangerous for locals to go in. It was too dangerous for locals to go in. But recently there was another great white attack somewhere in California, Lovers Point, and actually a man also got attacked. And guess what? People went straight to his help and actually helped the person. And apparently now, well, quite miraculously, but he's going to recover. So that's a matter. That's all obviously depending on different people, whether it's too dangerous to go in or not. The inshore craft from the National Sea Rescue Institute was launched and found Kimon's blood-soaked body floating in the surf about 50 yards out where she was attacked. The instant attack was so brutal that nothing could be done to save the mum, as the lifeboat men pulled her badly bitten body from the sea onto a stretcher and returned to base. Her body was handed over to the police and forensic pathologists, and forensic pathologists will carry out the post-mortem before an inquest will be held. In the last 25 years, 37 people have been killed in shark attacks off South Africa, and going back as far as 1950, the figure rises, 66 falling victim to their jaws. Obviously, these are people that we know about. There must be a whole load more people that have just vanished and been killed by sharks, and we don't know about it. What else then? Humans are also often mistaken for seals, especially when in wetsuits, and attacks are said by experts not to be intentional but experimental when biting. It's funny about these experts. What I noticed is that if you get killed by a snake bite, or if you get killed by a spider bite, you don't normally read experts that they're not you people don't write, they're not intentional bites, they're experimental. You know, they don't try to excuse snakes, spiders, or other creatures in general. Not that I've read anyway. But for some reason, when a great white shark attacks somebody, people seem to be queuing up to say, no, they didn't mean it. It's not intentional. It's experimental. What kind of crap is this? When biting. I mean, at the end of the day, who really cares? The damage is done. Somebody's killed, or you've lost an arm or a leg. Really, that's all the information you need to know, isn't it? They usually move away after biting once when they realise the human is not their natural prey. Oh, that's very comforting to know. But the damage done by just one shark bite is often fatal. Normally, great white shark victims die quickly of blood loss when their arteries are severed by the razor sharp teeth, with many suffering from heart attacks. But at least they didn't mean it. It was the second death in the same idyllic resort in second death in just 3 months, and the third in 11 years, and the beach was closed down and shark warning signs erected. The family had driven 300 miles, okay, right, the water. So the local municipality, if I've said that right, which oversees the beach, has shut down the bay and put up shark signs and posted lifeguards to keep tourists out of the water. Well, I wonder how long that's going to last. So in June, a stockbroker, married dad, Bruce Wolof, who was an acclaimed long-distance swimmer and keen snorkeler, was torn apart just offshore. And in 2011, local carpenter and keen surfer Tim was on his board when a great white shark attacked while he was waiting to catch a wave. Right. There seems to be no change in the shark's behaviour in this area, so it is a bit of a mystery why we have had 3 fatal attacks in such a short space of time. Bit of a mystery. It really may be sharks just like killing people. Our thoughts go out to the woman and her family at this time. Great white sharks go up to 20 feet long. Actually, I've heard that there are bigger sharks than that, weigh 2 tons and have up to 3,000 razor sharp serrated teeth arranged in rows in its giant jaws. Thanks for letting us know and making it more comfortable to go swimming. The predator, when attacking, can swim up to 35 miles per hour, guided by an extremely powerful sense of smell and normally prey on seals, sea lions and dolphins. And by the sound of it, they normally also prey on human beings as well. Former NSRI lifeboatman Bruce Noble, who is now on the Pledge Shark Action Committee, estimated that the size of the great shark was 11 to 13 feet long. Okay, so this is where we get a bit of a conflicting story, right? So remember earlier, were they not saying that she was attacked in waist deep water? Let's have a look. Did I not read that? Where I said that, we said that. There you go, here we go up here, okay? We're said to be in only waist deep water, and we come down here, and then this Bruce Noble has said the water in that area is very shallow, but she had drifted into a deeper channel, which is about 2 meters deep. Wow, she must be very tall if her waist is 2 meters. If her waist is 2 meters, she must have been a 4 meter tall person, and was on her own in that channel when the shark attacked her into a deeper channel, which is about 2 meters. So she was not in waist deep water. Okay, so again, this is conflicting reporting. It was one bite, which was from the thigh to the lower back, but it was a large shark, about 3.5 meters to 4 meters, judging by the bite. And she was quite a small woman, and it released her after the bite. Well, how did they know all of this? That it was just one bite. We read earlier that they picked up the body 50 yards away with, I think, multiple bites on her. But there was a lot of damage done, and a number of arteries were severed, and death would have been very quick. Again, how do they know this? Something tells me that she probably did not die straight away, but she experienced being in that shark's mouth for a certain amount of time, and that must have been obviously an absolutely horrific experience. So she was the only one out in that channel when the shark attacked her, but yet they seem to know that the shark only bit her once, and all sorts of detailed information. South African Kimon met the love of her life, okay, in Ibiza 13 years ago. Right. Okay, they help run Ob's Pasta Kitchen, which serves up delicious and literally life-saving meals to the poor and starving every Wednesday like clockwork. So they're obviously she was obviously a very decent person. Both believed very much in saving the planet and were hippie types who saw the best in everyone, and earning money was just a means to help others. Now, I just wonder, so she went out, according to this guy, she's gone out swimming in a 2 meter channel. So it was not really, it was, I doubt, I mean, you don't normally go swimming in waist deep water anyway, so it probably was a bit deeper. But, I have to say, I don't want to speak ill of the dead. Obviously, if I could, I'd bring this person back. I can't do that. But, me personally, something tells me, like, there are people, that something tells me, if I spoke to some of these people before they went in the water, and I said, do you know what, maybe you shouldn't go swimming out there, you might get attacked by a shark. How much do you want to bet they would have said, oh, no, what's the chances, more chance of getting run over by a car, dying in an aeroplane crash, the glass is half full, positive world, positivity mindset, don't be negative, don't think negative. I wonder how much of this is responsible for what has happened. Because like you said, if I know there's great whites known to be swimming in an area, well, I'm not going to go swimming in that area. It's not the way I want to die. I understand this thing about living your life and just, but at the end of the day, is this not part of the kind of the hippie liberal mentality? Because I know somebody that said he went swimming in Australia, and I said, "Aren't you worried about sharks?" And he made some like hand movement at me, and he said, "It's a myth." You see, so I do believe a lot of people who get killed by great whites, they have this kind of mindset of, I'm not worrying about everything, I'm not going to worry, the ocean's full of lovely things like dolphins and turtles, and they don't want to know, they don't want to think about anything nasty, and I don't think that's a wise way to be living personally. So anyway, they're just people at the bottom of this article saying nice things about her, and apart from my critique, I'm sure that she sounds like she was a really, really nice person. So that's that article down, and all I can say is that I hope wherever Kimon Bisogno is, that she is resting in peace, and that God is looking after her.